Oh, look at this. Honestly, I don't think anybody's gonna believe this. That's the car, that's the car. South American wealthy drug lord or some Chinese industrialist that's gonna axe us now. We're all dead when this airs. What's up, people? Well, today is a very, very special day because we're here at Advanced Collision down in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and the Genius Garage Lykan Hypersport has been painted. And they have exceeded all of my expectations. They've done more than I ever expected, and I've got no words. This has been a year in the making, and another year previous for building the car. So let's just go in and see the guys and have some fun and check out the car. But a few things about the place. So you guys remember, they're Porsche factory authorized to do all the collision repair of Porsches. There's also a race team here with Porsche, and they can also do Teslas. So really high-end special stuff, and that's why it's such a big honor that they were part of the Genius Garage build. Kurt,
good to see you.
How are you, sir?
Good.
I'm just so taken by having you guys be part of this experience.
Oh, it's been fun.
How does it feel now?
Excited to give you this car.
I kind of sensing it with the guys. A feeling, there's got a feeling of pride too, I think.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. They put
sure.
a lot of time in this car, a lot of hard work.
For
so
sure.
We're real proud of it.
Well, should we go check it out?
Let's go see it.
Lead the way, man. Where
All
are
right.
we going?
This way.
That looks amazing. I gotta get out of the way. Look at this. What? You guys sure this is the original car and you didn't actually find one of the secret places they originally went to and you stole it?
We did a David Copperfield swap.
You did a David Copperfield swap?
Yeah, David Copperfield swap.
Am I gonna have to not be associated with you because there's probably like some South American wealthy drug lord or some Chinese industrialist that's gonna axe us now?
Well, they got like thousands of cars and abandoned buildings everywhere around the world. So we just swapped it out real quick. He won't know.
We're all dead when this airs. Okay, so Kurt, okay, so here it is. Like, honestly, I don't think anybody's gonna believe this. That's the car, that's the car.
The car turned out extremely well. These guys worked really hard to make it nice.
Yeah, I can tell.
We're real proud of it.
For sure. Well, introduce me. Who's this guy? He's put in the most time, I know that.
Oh. How you doing, sir?
What's up, man?
We're just, we're just
crushing him, killing you here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you were kind of the big lead on this, like the MVP.
Yeah.
You guys just knocked it out of the park, but I know what it took to do this. And talking with you over the months, I know of the difficulties also you faced with things flexing and cracking and stuff that wasn't originally designed. And you guys had ad structure, and you did a lot of really intelligent little details and engineering to make it all work out well. So go, man, tell me the story.
Well, we started actually building support brackets for all the panels.
Yeah.
We started in the rear, and we did basically kind of like you want to call it a rainbow structure.
Okay.
Basically, we went off of the original strut towers and went to the back side of the rear bumper and the quarter panel, and we also did 2 plates, upper and lower, and that actually started it off to where we could go up to the quarter panels and to meet the roof.
Yes.
And another thing with the roof, Alan and I, our teeny little guy here.
We're getting in that. What, you just making fun of him, or are you pointing out how valuable that is?
He is very valuable, 100% valuable.
You're like
small places and leaving.
You're like the army guy. They have to sneak in a torpedo hole or something.
My favorite part is when you get a car that's it's got some flaws in it, and they want someone to get in the trunk to find any little flaw.
Yeah.
And they just shut it, and then they all sit on it, and you can't get out. That's what they do to me.
We actually had to put a really thick fiberglass mesh in the backside of the roof because it was just cracking.
And you guys I gave you some heavy carbon fiber mesh as well that you utilized, but what you did is back here, I think you mentioned that this section was multiple pieces before and didn't fit all that great.
Yeah.
So you really smoothed in with that third brake light one.
Now, we actually have pictures of it before and after, and you can actually see the progress that was made bonding it all together and making it all one piece. The taillight, the upper panel, the lower panel was all molded together.
Yeah.
It takes probably, a couple days just for that one area. And then you have to finish off your body work after that and do the final sanding. And
For sure.
The main problem is cracking in the corners here. it would crack here.
Right.
Same on the other side. So what we did, we actually used marine mesh for like jet skis and boats. And we flipped the panel upside down. We did one giant piece.
Got it.
We didn't do, 3 pieces or 2 pieces, just one piece front to back. And, Alan and I laid it down, and it came out perfect.
Right.
It came out perfect first try.
Well, and what I'm thinking is you started with it, we had the shape, obviously, but it wasn't originally done out of carbon, out of the molds like that. It was to be the stunt car. So then you got to make something that can support this beautiful of a paint job, which, to be honest, this car is now shinier than the original car that I just saw.
Oh, yeah.
But even though that's going to add a little bit of weight, it kind of doesn't matter because I'm still betting that this whole car will come in lighter than the original one.
I bet you it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you it will. Aaron and Mike, they laid a beautiful finish on this. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And Aaron spent a whole day just nibbing and buffing this finish, and it came out perfect.
For sure.
I mean, I am very impressed with it. Yeah.
Look at this guy.
He needs to flex.
Look at him flexing up in
he
here.
needs to flex. They both do because I can't say enough about the paint job. They really did a nice job on it. Ask away.
Doors.
Oh,
So like,
doors.
it's not multiple horrible cracked pieces here. I see a loop to open it, a carbon fiber piece here, a real carbon fiber piece, and they fit nicely.
Well, the first thing we had to do with the doors, we added structure.
Yes.
All you had was one. We call them intrusion beams.
Right.
So we added an upper, and then a lower beam actually in the door structure.
Oh, I see.
To stiffen the door up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we actually added door foam. Well, or it's in production cars, but this is actually a real carbon fiber.
Sure.
And it's actually about that thick, where you have the smaller carbon fiber piece, and then the door is actually pretty thick.
Sure.
And then so you had to have a little bit of distance there, and then I put a backer plate on the back side. That way I could mount it nice and flush.
Well, and then and they open quite well too.
Oh yeah, they open.
You go for it?
Really, they actually open quite beautiful now.
That's very nice.
And the gaps are all nice and even.
Yep. Well, and the door jamb looks fantastic too.
Yeah, we had to. You remember it had 2 massive holes where the plates were.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And they also had them in the bottom of the doors as
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's amazing too because just looking at the door jambs and you guys' attention to detail. If you want to come over and look at this real quick, you might have to kind of go over toward the front to see it, and I'll get some B-roll. But like I'm just so blown away, and you can tell how much they cared. But like, look at the door jamb. Look at the little rubber bump stops and such. I mean, this looks like a production quality car. This is beautiful. It looks done, but it's not done. There's still a lot of details and everything Genius Garage has to do. They've done a stellar job and took this even farther than I expected to an awesome level. But for all the people who are like, I don't think it's done yet. Well, it's because it's not yet. We're going to do those details, but it's just awesome.
We also had the idea for the door pull.
Oh, yeah, let's show that.
For the Porsche the race cars actually have door pull handles.
That's awesome.
And then Alan he's the one that actually fabbed the door pull handle into the door.
Nice. Lightweight.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's just so exciting to see it. And then with some of the interior, I feel bad I didn't bring the other seat, but I was just planning on getting it back for students and such. Now the other thing too is I'm looking at the rocker panels and the intakes and things that are painted black, and I know fitting those is tricky at best at times. And I think you also did something here with how you blended or bonded the lower rocker and that scoop down there too.
Well, let's start off with the scoops. Jesse had a good idea on this one.
Yeah.
That's Jesse.
Oh, there he is. He's hiding. He's quiet. He's not looking at the camera. Oh.
If you remember that these were real, I don't want to say janky, but they were kind of.
They got angles going everywhere.
And they were cracked. Mm-hmm. So Jesse had the idea to throw self-leveling seam sealer inside the
Oh, really?
scoops. So
self-leveling seam sealer?
Yeah, so actually when you put the seam sealer, if you lay it flat,
okay,
and you put the seam sealer around the edge, it actually drips down in and it fills the cavity.
Oh, okay.
So now when you actually put your finger against it, it doesn't squish.
Really?
It's actually solid now.
Well, that was smart. You dripped it from the back to do that? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll be darned.
Yeah, we actually laid it down on the stand and then had it level, and then we put it. It's just like an applicator. It's just a tube that we actually use, and it will
Well, those are the incredible details that require you guys' expertise for all that time, and then to think creatively at how to solve a solution that maybe is not normal. Now, you mentioned with, for instance, like the quarter panels here and this lower sort of like rocker kick panel, and then the bumper, something with that, with, you know, a lot of things are rigid, but sometimes things have to be able to flex so they don't crack.
We also did the front bumper. We didn't, because there's actually so much flex in the front bumper already.
Okay.
So we don't need to. It's more flex in the rear than there is in the front.
Okay.
Well, in my eyes, anyways. So what we did was we actually took and put rubber spacers.
Yeah.
All through every bit of this, up in the roof.
Got it.
The back side of the roof.
Okay. Okay.
The front side of the roof doesn't have the spacers.
Okay.
But in the rear, they do. This keeps it so the fiberglass doesn't rub together.
Yes.
And so it doesn't cause the fiberglass to crack under different conditions like weather.
Right.
Because hot and cold
Yeah.
matters big time on fiberglass.
Yeah, it's 60 degrees down here, and I got to go up towards probably 20 something.
Exactly. So that drastic change will actually make the car change a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not much, but it still
You'll
does.
come around and look from the back? No, that makes total sense. And, you know, some people, and with all these different things going on, like with the wing that in the future can raise up, or the nature of this and the design, like this has to be that larger gap. That's the way it was designed. And then with this, you want to have a bigger gap so that you can have that in and have the flex. So, because you could just make all that stuff super tight, but then you drive it a quarter mile down the road and everything goes to pot.
Yeah.
So this is something that can actually last.
And we also did the adjusters, because
Oh yes,
you know,
I saw that right here.
Alan, Jesse, and I both we fought the quarter panels rubbing the bumper.
Yeah.
So we all teamed in. We all got a great idea. Put an adjuster in there. Raise up the quarter panel, and that way you can actually, once you take out your splash shields, you can actually get up in there and actually turn it by hand.
That's awesome.
So there's no, we didn't put any,
Right.
know,
And you just put the
Loctite
gentle
up
amount of
on.
pressure and even them out.
Yeah, you just have to just lift this up just a little bit, and then you can
Sure.
have somebody else raise or lower it, however you want to do it.
Well, and with many composites, and especially, you know, fiberglass, like down on race cars or low production things like that, you know, you get so many different thicknesses and such that if you didn't have that, you could move it out in the sunlight and then move it in the cold, and it might move and just screw it all up. So this way, it keeps it locked in.
That's another thing we had. We had a big problem with panels moving.
Yeah.
We didn't know why, and we battled this for what? 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
So just one day out of the blue, you remember Chris?
You were
from the
jacking
other
it, weren't you,
video?
or something?
No, we were actually I was just sitting behind it. And
Okay.
I'm like, they cut so much structure out of this, I think it's butterflying. So what we did was, we had an old race car, and from your first video,
Yeah.
we had that little piece for the back for your oil and
Right. Yeah, which
water.
we still have. You
Yep.
finished off.
So we took the chassis from that old race car, cut the cage out of the back of it. You know, Jesse stayed with me one night. We both cut. What were we on that 4 or 5 hours trying to cut that cage out of there? It felt like forever. So we actually welded the cage from strut tower to strut tower. Of course, you can't see it in here.
Yeah, I saw it in the pictures. I can overlay.
Yeah, yep. And then we took and put it up to your cage up here. That
Right,
way,
because the students, they did the roll structure and roof support and A pillars and B pillars and all that to this bulkhead.
right.
And then they have smaller ones from here that does it still support this?
Yeah, it still supports it, but there is a small gap down on the bottom of this.
Okay, just to make
on
sure
both
things
sides.
right. Okay.
That side was a little bit closer than this side, so we got
Okay.
more screws in that
Tweaked
side.
it up.
But
Okay.
there's like 7-8 screws per side on that one. We didn't want to put too many in both
Right.
of them because we didn't want the pressure there.
So you super locked in the chassis with the Porsche race car sniffer from McPherson Strut Tower, and locked that in up to the high point of the bulkhead here.
Of your cages, of your
And
cage.
did that get you where you needed to be? You think?
Absolutely. Actually, it did. We actually, when we added that structure, it totally stiffened the whole back of the car up.
That makes sense. And I remember talking to you guys now because I'm doing that King Zero build, which is also Porsche basis. So I have, with that build, it has this, and I had a whole like triangulated X brace kind of thing going on in there. Yeah.
The more structure you have in a car like this, the better.
especially when it's cut up and it was originally a roadster thing,
Yeah,
and you're trying to keep a
exactly.
body in place.
Yeah, the more rigid, the better. I mean, it really is. You don't want the body to flex too much,
sure.
especially on a fiberglass car. Like I said, we took the precautions of putting the rubber grommets in
Yeah.
to make sure that the body doesn't flex too much, and
Yeah.
when it does, it actually has some room to breathe.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so I want to hear about McChicken Wing Skinny and how on earth he hooked up the taillights with the body on.
McSkinny is over there.
Come on, get him. Show him.
Come on, Mr.
There he
Skinny.
is. Look at him. He don't want me on a camera.
This is Alan.
No, you seriously went through what's left of the firewall through that one tiny thing?
Yes.
Oh, how did you just do one arm? Here, come on, look in the interior. You gotta see this. Come here.
I actually had to climb in there.
like a rag.
How? All right, you see that hole? Somehow he got himself all the way back there enough to hook up the lights. Wait, you got your head and shoulders in there?
I got a good chunk of myself.
Yeah,
I was at one point while I was in here, I was able to reach the back section of the vehicle and get all the entire harness, and I was actually in there going through the entire harness, checking every single wire, checking everything, trying to check every single plug-in that you have in the back.
Yeah.
Because you guys have a mixed variety of different things.
Yeah, I don't.
Hooked
Yeah.
up. I'm checking.
How often were people laughing at you? Did they take pictures of this?
giggles.
You took pictures of this, right?
I think I did.
Thank goodness. Did you feed him ever?
Yeah, we did get you pizza
It wasn't
that
my
one
week
time.
to eat.
Oh, it was.
And he also drilled and screwed in the
Wait, what?
the ground. Oh yeah.
That's nuts, man. Thank you for putting the effort. I feel stupid from being whiny back in the day when I had to work on like old Ferraris or something. You can't get your hand in it.
Yeah, that's why they kind of keep me around on occasion.
When I saw that you guys had painted this silver and working on this, I'm like, oh my God, they're amazing.
Well, we started off. Jesse.
All right.
I started it, and then Jesse finished out the fiberglass.
Okay.
The front of the bumper. The front of the bumper was pretty bad.
It was very bad.
What was the first thing to take a hit?
Well, that as you
And it
can
was
see
a
from
lot
the
of
video-
resin too,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
it? I
yeah.
mean, it was.
It was a lot of solid resin pieces.
Yeah.
And if you actually look at the video that it jumping out of the airplane, you see the bumper shatter.
Oh yeah.
And it went into 1,000
Oh,
different
yeah.
directions. Now, we had to drill holes all through the cracks and make sure that we got every crack. And, you know, it's a lengthy process. And then after the fiberglass was done, he brought it over to me, and I finished off the bodywork off the front of the bumper.
Man, that's awesome. And I saw, you can't see unless we open the hood, but
Yeah.
the bumper piece here that goes with the headlights around, you can see we don't have the actual projector headlights in there right now, but all the stuff that Ryan had made, right here you bonded at the top, so it's kind of seamless and
Yeah,
really
we
nice
actually
there.
made it to where, we started off looking at the gaps in the hood, and I noticed that when you guys bent it up, one was actually a lot longer, a lot
Got it.
higher than the other one. So we ground them both flat, panel bonded them in, and then
Got it.
basically took away all that seam.
Makes sense, yeah.
I mean, if you look at it now, you
Yeah.
can't see it, but once, I mean, if you looked at it before, you could
yeah.
see it really bad.
Oh yeah.
So we wanted to make sure we took care of that.
No, it's amazing.
And on the inside of the headlights too.
It doesn't even have the headlights in yet, and it already looks amazing.
Right. It does. It does.
Yeah.
It does look amazing. I will give you that. Smoothing it out, and because he says that's the best way to do
Yeah.
for the 3D print. Smooths out all the ridges,
Yeah.
and then it actually sanded out nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. No,
The
that
hood,
looks really
the
good.
hood was another real big issue we had.
Should we open her up?
Yeah, let's open it up.
Who we got? Now the hood, originally the students bonded it together because there was the inner part that had the part where the weather stripping of the original Porsche trunk mate to it.
Yeah, and that was really nice. That actually does its job.
Okay.
And we also had holes all the way around
Right, it had-
where they bonded it
Yep,
together.
yep.
No, all right, let's lift it up.
Ta-da!
Now, if you come around
Yeah.
and look on the inside, we blacked it out because it was basically fiberglass, carbon
Sure,
fiber.
sure.
You guys did this carbon fiber down here.
Yeah.
And what we had to do was actually split the structure
Okay.
from the hood. And as you can see, we
Oh, I see. Look at
carbon
that.
fibered the sides, the front, and the middle.
Got it. Got it. Awesome. Yeah, and this looks fantastic. The backside, you guys even put the love into back with the backside of the bumper and the composite works and everything here. And then obviously the projectors and everything go in.
Right.
but,
Yeah. Yeah. We
that's
wanted
awesome.
to. We wanted it to be nice as possible.
For sure.
Even the spots you don't see.
Yeah.
You know, eventually somebody's going to open the hood.
Yeah.
And you want it to be as nice as we can.
Oh yeah, yeah. And me and the students will tidy up the things like that, our stuff, and be finishing that off and whatnot. But it's so fantastic. I can't tell you how appreciative I'm having you guys. Yeah, I'm just so taken. It's
I'm glad we like that. Yeah, we like it. We like you speechless because like I said, we have a lot of time.
There's probably some people watching that like it for me to shut up for a change too. Awesome. Yes.
We had to do minor touches front and rear. like on the rear.
Yeah.
The rear of the roof, anyways.
That door shut's nice.
We had to bring it up a little bit
Yes.
to meet the quarter panel,
Okay.
but
Well, and you know, still a few things to finish. Obviously, we're gonna remake the kind of like Venturi's or the tunnel in the back because the original piece was just so
the diffuser.
so destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks fantastic, and I really appreciate how you guys shot the stainless screen in black because that really is where it looks the best.
Yeah, it makes the car pop a
Yeah.
little bit. You know, it hides it, but it also makes it look really, it makes it look
Like
really
the
good.
depth of contrast.
Yeah, the depth. Yeah, exactly. We spent a lot of time on this car.
Well, should we do this? Should we talk to the painters and roll it out so we can see
Absolutely.
the sparkle pop?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to do that? That just explodes in the sunlight. Look at the pearl. Here, come here, look at this. The depth is unreal, and the fact that this car has a ridiculous amount of panels in ridiculous shapes going everywhere, and it has to match. And the thing that's blowing me away right now is it all matches, all the hues are there. There's no panel that's like slightly darker or slightly louder. There's no, like, all of the pearl is laid down perfectly. There's no like weird blotchy feathering. It's just perfect. Look at that.
They did an excellent job.
Yeah, and I love the choices. If you get really close, you can see like touches of like gold and kind of like magenta, and it has a little bit of a copper fire.
Not five different pearls.
What's your name?
My name is Mike. Mike
You're
Combs.
one of the painters. And then who
Yep.
we got here? We got the other
This is
painter.
Aaron.
Aaron. All right, so you guys, tell me about this process because I heard there's a lot of steps here and you guys had a lot of challenges, and because you guys are such a good team is the only reason you're able to do it this well.
Yeah, we definitely do work well as a team, and honestly, we can't even take most of the credit because the body men, I know you don't hear very many painters praise body men, but we really got to praise these guys because they brought this stuff over to us and we scuffed it
Yeah.
and prepared it for paint because they did that.
They were in the
nice of a
trenches
job.
for months getting it ready.
They were.
Just so
They
you
were.
guys can be the pretty boys
That
at the
way
end and
we
take all
could
the
take
credit.
2 days, make it shiny and pretty, send it back to them, and then be like, see what we did? But but what we did, we ended up just taking this, and there was 2 different versions. We went with a Mazda color,
Okay.
and there was a base coat version and a pearl,
Okay.
or a tri-coat version. And we didn't like the base coat version because it was just very transparent.
Got it.
And we figured it would take so many coats to hide. It would be really, you would get those dark spots. You get
Yeah.
those light spots. But we noticed with the tri-coat, it actually had a bright red underlayment
Okay.
or undercoat for it. And so what we did was we sprayed it gray.
Okay.
We actually had 7 different booth loads. And
Wow.
he took some, I took some, and we just went at it. I mean,
So it had to go a uniform gray first,
went
like
all
the primer,
gray.
like
Yep.
kind of like a medium gray
Yep.
primer.
Yep.
And then like a base like bright medium red
yep,
kind of a
it was
thing.
a bright red.
And then where'd you go from there?
Then we took the pearl,
Okay.
and we put a heavy coat of pearl. And then we took and did a drop coat,
Okay.
where we turned the air pressure up and got back away from it a little faster. And what it did, it just made that metallic, all that pearl, just stand on different ends.
Yeah.
Basically
Even it out.
Different depth and just whole different thing going on.
Yep.
And then with regard to that, so from the heavy coat, do you let that effectively dry or get real tacky before you do the next one? Or when do you do that like drop coat?
With our waterborne, everything has to be completely dry.
Oh, okay.
So everything flashes right off. And then we go over top of it once it's dry. And basically when we spray that coat, it doesn't even look wet.
Yeah.
It just looks dry as we're
Really?
spraying it. And it just, we were really wondering about it, but once Aaron painted the roof and we could see what it looked like
Yeah.
with the sun gun, we were just blown away at how beautiful it was.
So once you did the drop coat on everything, and then it was time to do like the final clear.
Yeah, then we did
do 2 coats.
two
Two coats?
heavy coats of
Okay.
a high solid clear. Yep.
Okay. And then what's like the amount of time or curing or drying time from that drop coat to when you could do clears?
It's 8 to 10 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, really? So you got to be on it and like.
Yeah,
so
we
you
were.
put- I usually-
By the time we clean our stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put one coat on, and then I usually set a timer from like 8 minutes.
Okay.
And after that 8 minutes,
And then you got to get at it.
Yeah.
But per body man's requests, we
Yeah.
couldn't bake anything.
No.
Oh, yeah,
So-
because of the nature of all the different composites.
And we were using such a good quality high solid clear that it takes quite a bit of time to dry. And so we would just,
So you have somebody
Let it
positioned there
set.
with a rifle if they get too close to him sitting around?
we did let people in to peek. I mean, Kurt came in, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell him no.
For the most part, everybody
So-
just let us do our thing. And
Yeah.
They let us just do it. And
Well, now the amazing thing is here, and I'm not saying this is a platitude of sales. And Caesar, if you want to look around, you can. Maybe just like if you want to look carefully at it. But I'm blown away because what I'm seeing is uniformity in the best way possible. There's nothing different. And so you guys got two guys spraying different stuff.
Yep.
Like I'm astonished. I mean, how did you keep it that uniform, like being two different dudes in the real world?
Well, we both use DV1 guns,
Okay.
and we sprayed at 13 psi.
Yeah.
And I think it also helps where you mix all your paint at once. And
I
so
gotcha.
we both spray the same, so we trust each other. So
Okay.
we kind of just move like that.
That's amazing.
yeah, and if you walked around here, and I know exactly what parts I painted.
Yeah.
And I know what ones he painted,
But you can't tell.
but you can't tell.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of cars that have been painted a lot of different places in my life, and I am astonished that you guys knocked it out of the park like this.
And good communication. We went in. All right, I'm ready to go. And we both would go in the exact same time.
Okay.
We'd come out. We'd wait.
Yeah.
We'd hang out. We'd talk. How you looking? And then
Yeah.
we'd look at each other's work with our lights, make sure everything was covered, and then we just moved forward.
Well, and I think that just shows in the quality that you guys do at Advanced Collision in general, whether it's Porsche or
Yes.
Corvette or Tesla.
Definitely
or
try to take care of people.
anything.
And that was the thing. I mean, everything for fiberglass, I was really worried that it was going to come out a little dirty, not being able to bake it and get it locked up. But it actually came out really clean.
Yeah.
And he still spent most of a day sanding, cutting. And I mean, we didn't knock it flat, but this is pretty much the paint job. He just nibbed the little
yeah.
things out and then sanded and polished and polished. And then he called me again at 8 o'clock at night and said, hey, I'm still polishing on this
God.
thing. And no, it was impressive.
That's
I came in, we had it in the paint booth and just walked around it with my phone in 4K and took
Yeah.
a video walking around it, and it just,
Just exploding.
impressive.
It's so awesome. I mean, well, and okay, let's be honest. This is probably about the weirdest darn car you guys ever had to work on and
This is
paint, wasn't
definitely, it was the coolest car I've ever painted.
Yeah.
And I mean, we took and painted. I know the
That's
camera
awesome.
can't see it, but I talked to Paul, and we
Yeah,
were just going to
front
paint the
bumper there.
silver
Yeah.
and then clear it. And then Chris, our manager, said, this would really look good with the black painted.
Doing that already.
And
yeah.
then he ended up doing that, and it really does. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it looks good, but I love the black.
Yeah, you got to have that contrast
Yep.
with it. No, it's spectacular. Man, you guys really crushed it. I can't even, and here's the thing. I mentioned this earlier before you're all here. And Kurt, you want to come over here too for this? But it's been a long road, for Genius Garage with it. The students did the car. The year before last is now 2022. Your guys' work was 2021. The Genius Garage was 2020. And it's just an incredible amount of effort and love and sweat and work that goes into something. And eventually you've worked on it so long, it's just a thing you're working on, It's like you almost kind of forget where it was at. And it's been down here. And then you guys were doing that and being part of Genius Garage and the whole experience at Advanced Collision, which means so much. But then in seeing this together now and all the details, like where you guys did the black and you painted the screen and you put it in there nice and the silver and you guys both put in the time to make everything match perfect and have all the clear and the pearl just pop and like 5 stages and the badge and just all the details, like the adjusters and the rubber. Just it means a lot personally from leading Genius Garage. You know what I mean? Because it means a lot that you guys cared about the students and what we're doing to be part of it. I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
For sure. So we got to wrap this one up, guys. This is the big reveal. We're down here at Advanced Collision in Chattanooga. You have some other shops where what all do you do?
We have quite a few shops. We have 8 collision centers all over the area.
Yeah.
And 2 motorsports businesses and a racing series. So we got a lot to do.
Yeah, I know. Where can people find you, whether they need a car being worked on, or maybe they want to go racing with you, or anything?
Advancedcollision.org or World Racing League.
Got it. That's awesome. We got stuff coming up. We're going to have new students coming in and finishing this up, but events and things coming up, some down south. And I genuinely would love to keep you guys in the loop with what's going on. And maybe, hopefully, we'll all be at an event together and you guys can, have your pride in it too and tell your stories with everybody. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah,
Awesome.
great. Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
means a lot to us.
Well, definitely, man. You're all part of it. I'm not gonna be like a painter and just hog all the credit for the other guys that did all the work.